You know XRP Army, what's happening in 48 hours, the proper party in NYC. We're going to go over that next. Yes, we can't wait to see everyone from the XRP Army to everyone that supported Ripple and all their efforts against the SEC. We're going to go over that, several articles. We're also going to go over what John Deaton had to say today. Very incredible about the LBRY token and what insanity is surrounding that and the SEC. And then we're going to go over the biggest loser in crypto. And I know you guys know exactly who I am. He keeps buying into a bad down market. All next on OG's Crypto and NFTs. Welcome everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, and well as NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Before we jump into it, I know it's been a little while since I've got on here. It's been kind of a nightmare in my life, but I'm now getting things together. So several deaths that happened, but getting past all of it, and now I can get back focused on what's important is crypto and the future. So let's jump right into it. We're gonna go, guess where, guys? To Twitter. This post came out on August 21st, I believe, and it was the proper party. This was something that Brad Garlinghouse had talked about during the big party in Las Vegas, XRP Las Vegas, in which he told everyone there that he would have a proper party once we beat the SEC, and not withdrawing his word. He did put this together. We can't wait. It is really fun. We're only 48 hours away, and we're waiting to see who all shows up. First of all, I want to thank everybody from the XRP Army. I want to thank everyone from Ripple, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I know Link2 will be there, Spendabits, hopefully Jay will be there as well. We hope to see Uphold and a lot of the supporting PolySign, everyone that's been supporting it, Futureverse. Gosh, I can't even think of all the names. Then we have all the secondary people, from Ripple coming, Brad Garlinghouse. We hope to see, Chris Larson possibly, Gupta, all the people that have put this together, that fought, Joel Katz, Joe Schwartz. We hope to see him as well. And then the community itself, the influencers on that level. We want to call John Deaton he has his own category. He's the warrior category, XRP warrior. And then we have, DAI. We have Zach Reckner. Can't wait to meet him again. Brad Kynes, meet him again as well. Saw them in XRP Las Vegas. And then there's just so many other people. Moon Lambo, Crypto Erie. I don't know if she's going to be showing up, but Jenna, the names go on and on and on. So looking forward to seeing it. And obviously to get in, you got to have the confirmation right here. Add a calendar. You're in. We look forward to seeing you on September 29th. Please click the email confirmation. I'll be looking out for additional details to come. Looks like we're going to line up about an hour before outside of the theater, and then we're gonna get in there. It looks like it's free alcohol, free food as well. So this is a party. I mean, one that looks like so far won't disappoint. There is no entrance fee. There's nothing in there. You just gotta have a confirmation ticket like this. Now, let's get into some real news today. This is very interesting. This is from John Deaton. He had his live stream today, crypto law, and he went over a few things. Number one, he went over all the LBRY case, how much money LBRY spent, $6-7 million. God knows how much money that the SEC, spent. And out of all that, with no ICO. So LBRY didn't even do an ICO whatsoever. They just came in and talked to the SEC like the SEC asked for. And just like with everybody who came in and talked to the SEC, they got sued. And for all their heartache and pain, the penalty was $111,000. And after that, we thought that's, we're going to see the end of LBRY. They're going to file bankruptcy, but no, they kind of hung around in the shadows waiting for the Ripple case to end. Ripple case ends. Then we see, Grayscale come up and beat on appeal. They beat the SEC, and now it looks like they're going to appeal what they had, currently lost. And instead of, going after the prongs of the Howie, all 4 prongs, they only went after the 3rd prong, which they didn't attack the 1st and 2nd, which was a Ripple defense that actually helped beat them. So we're going to listen to John Deaton right here. Now he's going to talk about ETHgate and other things that are Stephen Alderoff, I believe his name is. He was at the very core of the ETH ICO. We all know more about him. ETHgate is real. He's now revealing slowly but surely after 4 years of fighting the government, and then obviously fighting, the EEA or Ethereum, all Ethereum goons and mafia out there, as well as I got to think a lot of their law firms that supported them, and we also will say the politicians that support them. A piece of paper that Joe Lubin walked around being proudly, displayed, showing that he felt that that was the golden ticket to get out. John Deaton, take us away here, brother. So this is very, very interesting, about this. It just shows that prior to the ETH ICO, it looks like he already had several, the SEC commissioner, as well as quite a lot of other politicians and a lot of law firms who then we don't know whether got, they're disguised whales of the ICO for Ethereum or not. But he's saying that he knows where the bodies are buried, and this is where his first ticket is showing. I do know where they were because I'm the one that put the ICO together, and I'm the one that kept the records. He is a lawyer on top of that. You would think that that's what he would do, the right thing. So, and now I'm going to show another picture of, here we go, Brad Garlinghouse. I just want to remind you of what, Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderotti did outside of Gensler's palace 2 weeks ago. They were wondering why Gary doesn't want to come out and have a face-to-face conversation with them. But then again, Gary keeps getting beaten down, and he looks like he's been beaten down. He doesn't look like a winner. He has one case left, and the case is Coinbase. And if Coinbase can beat him on just up front, like it's a BS lawsuit, and that's what they're going after with this judge. They're saying, hey, this is a frivolous lawsuit against us. The judge already in the Ripple case already said that secondary sales, a sale between someone who doesn't know someone and someone who doesn't know someone, 2 unknowns, unrelated people that have never met or seen each other, how can that sale be a security? And that's all Coinbase does, right? All Coinbase does is have those sales go over their platform, and make those sales. So if the Ripple judge says it, then how can they sue us for knowing that these are securities and how the transactions are? So I'm hoping the judge actually just comes up with a verdict and says, hey, this is a frivolous lawsuit. It's over. If that is, Gary Gensler is going to be crushed because he'll be out of cards at that point. Now, obviously, he's going to go after Binance and CZ. But again, I think that's a lot of market manipulation over there. I think that this is the 4-year cycle was a Binance 4-year cycle and Binance ruled the world so they can manipulate who they wanted. They brought in FTX. FTX turned on them, in my opinion. And so then he went after FTX and he took FTX down. Obviously, he wasn't the only one that took out FTX and Alameda's legs, but he was the major guy. He knew the pain point in FTX. Well, I think that FTX, I think Sam Bankman-Fried and some of his cronies knew how to take out Binance, and that's in time. What's happened with this Binance lawsuit is that Binance is trying to hide the skeletons when the 6 months have gone by, and now they can't. And so they know the pain points. At least the Department of Justice and the SEC know the Binance pain points, and that's what they're going after. So with that being said, this is the last chance that the SEC has out there. If they lose a Coinbase, they're pretty much going to lose everything. And we saw today that 4 senators on two R's and 2 D's sent a letter to Gary Gensler saying, you need to approve the spot ETF. It doesn't make any sense. You're an idiot for saying that you approved a spot ETF for Bitcoin going up and then Bitcoin going down. So for going up and down, but you won't just do a spot ETF for just all of Bitcoin. It doesn't make any sense. So, all right, guys, let's jump into the biggest loser. And biggest loser of the year, you got it, Michael Saylor. We know you're the biggest loser, and he's smiling. The biggest Bitcoin shiller of all time. He has holdings of billions, of $4.68 billion in Bitcoin. And guess what? He is underwater. You got it. He is and this is how I look at Michael Saylor, who can tell you all day how great Bitcoin is and it's the future, but it doesn't really have any utility. There's no reason to use it. Everything Bitcoin has, including proof of work all the way down to payments, can be done better, faster, and cleaner and more secure on almost every network. Not Ethereum, but almost every network. And that's why we're seeing enormous amount of networks take off. Let me go over my tweet here. It says Michael Saylor waiting for a centralized government. That's not what that Bitcoin was made for. Agency, the SEC, spot BTC approval to pump his bags because the network will not be used for any meaningful payment system. That's very interesting. I'm telling facts. I'm throwing facts down. Lightning Network cannot process payments fast and actually are high, not as high as ETH, but not even comes close to, the XRPL or Hedera or Algorand, HBAR. It's not even. They're processing, millions of transactions on a daily basis, for fractions of pennies versus it costs dollars and 5, 10, 50, up to 15 minutes. And some of the transactions on the Lightning Network don't just get stuck. They just get stuck. And it's been a big problem over the last 3 or 4 years. How many markets is the Bitcoin Lightning Network in? Hardly any markets. So any of the news that comes out is all speculation that the maxis want to jump all over. The adoption is not happening with Bitcoin. It's just its first issuer advantage. That is it. Nothing else there. So with that being said, the ETF spot, the Bitcoin ETF, if it ever comes out, if that spot ETF ever comes out, I literally think that Bitcoin is going to pump. Yes, I agree. But I think right after, Bitcoin's going to dump. I think it's going to be a time where if you're a bank, what would you rather hold? Some useful utility token that you're going to use to transmit payments across the world off of many different financial institutions, or do you want to hold Bitcoin in your vault that does no good, sits there like a lump of coal, and is just there hoping and praying that it actually goes up because it's only worth speculation. It is worthless in any other realm. You think about if you're a bank CEO, would you sit there and would you transact on a utility token and keep and hold that you're going to usefully use, that's going to cut your costs down, or you're going to put some kind of asset, sit it in a vault? No, there's not even a hint of what they're going to do. It's just the hype is on one coin at the moment. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I know that I hope to see a lot of you up there at the proper party. Can't wait. I know there's a lot of pre-parties out there. Link2's having a pre-party. It just got filled up immediately. There's several other people and let's just call it influencers having parties. We're looking forward to seeing everyone up there. There's only gonna be 2,200 to 2,500 of us. total, including employees as well as influencers, and the great warrior John Deaton. Can't wait to see him again. You guys take care. Be safe. Peace.